Hey guys, today we're taking a quick look at the Rad2x. Please note this is not a full review, there are tons of those already by people who are way better at this than me. This just serves more of a first impressions video and an update to my older videos about using old systems on modern displays. Alright, so first off, what is the Rad2x and what separates it from other generic upscalers or the Hyperkin cables? Well, simply put, this is not an HD upscaler, it's simply a line doubler. It takes low resolution input from the Super Nintendo or N64 and just doubles each line to give you a sharp 480p image. This 480p image can then be upscaled by your display, and the result should be a nice clean upscaled image. Also, the Rad2x can support RGB on the Super Nintendo as well as RGB on modded N64 consoles. But we're just going to be working with non-modded consoles today. Most generic scalers only support composite, with a few accepting S-video, and they just take the basic input from a console and directly scale it to 720p or 1080p. It's a quick and dirty solution, and it works fine enough, but it can cause artifacting on scrolling sprites, as well as added input lag. So today we're taking a look at how the Rad2x handles N64 and Super Nintendo games. It handles GameCube games as well, but the system's already 480p, and US GameCubes don't support RGB over multi-out, so we're just going to skip it today. Alright, so let's take a look at a few examples. First up, Link to the Past. Here's what it looks like on a generic upscaler. Overall, pretty okay. A little noisy, a little bit of sprite flickering here. But now here's what it looks like on the Rad2x with the exact same recording settings. And it looks just so much cleaner. Much better contrast, sharper sprites, and zero scrolling problems. Alright, now let's take a look at some more examples. So yeah, the Super Nintendo sees some pretty big improvements with this cable's RGB output. You get better colors, contrast, and even a sharper image. And yes, this will work on all original SNES or Super Famicom systems. But keep in mind that smaller redesigned Super Nintendo units may need a mod in order to output RGB. Next up, let's take a look at some N64 footage. While using a stock N64, you limited to composite video, so it may look pretty blurry, but it still looks a little better than the upscaler. The upscaler seems to over-smooth the image, and it seems to add some artifacting around moving objects. Basically, it just doesn't look as good in motion. For whatever reason, my capture card doesn't seem to like either device, so both came out pretty dark. I brightened them up in editing, but they still look pretty similar. And last, we'll take a look at the smoothing filter. It's not super noticeable, but it does add a slight blur to the edge of the 3D objects. It's a nice option, but it can make text a little soft too, so I'm not sure if I'll use it much. Okay, so overall impressions. This device does an excellent job of handling SNES content. It's leagues better than any of the cheap upscalers you'll find on Amazon, and while the N64 footage was a bit underwhelming, it's probably the best we'll get from an unmodded system. The smoothing filter was a nice touch, but it doesn't make much of a difference. But overall, the N64 footage still did look a little cleaner than the standard upscaler, and I'm not sure if that's from the better quality shielded cables or for the line doubling, but again, it's still an improvement. Overall, I'd say if you're looking for a way to hook up your retro Nintendo consoles to a modern TV, this is still a great plug-and-play solution. It still offers very low lag and doesn't require any external power, but there are a few things to keep in mind. This device uses a mini HDMI port, so it's not the full size. You'll need to pick up an adapter like this if you don't have any mini HDMI cables laying around. Also, the Rad2x outputs 4.3 resolution by default, but you can't force the 4:3 aspect ratio. That's fine for most TVs, as they'll have an option to adjust for that, but some other displays like monitors may not have that feature, so you'll be forced to play in widescreen. Alright, so do I recommend this product? Well, if you're mainly looking for a super easy solution to play your Super Nintendo games on your HDTV, I'd say it's great. If you're mainly playing N64 games on your TV, I still say it's pretty good, but if you want to play all your retro consoles, you're better off saving a bit more for the Retro Team 2X, along with some good quality S-video cables. That setup uses the same basic hardware as this, but it will support even more devices. And no, these multi-cables aren't considered good. If you want to learn more about getting the best picture quality out of your old systems, please don't watch my old videos. Instead, check out the playlists on screen. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.